that was obviously a super tough final inning, but did you feel like Brock was getting a little bit squeezed there towards the end? Do you feel like some of those calls might have just kind of gone BYU's way instead of yours, or just, what was the verdict on that?
Haven't seen the video yet. I will watch. It's arguable. It's a judgment call. He obviously thought those were off the plate. We thought they were on the plate. So, but we'll go back and look, and we'll see if what in fact that showed. But it's part of the game. You gotta execute pitches regardless of what the calls are.
What was the message like to the team just now?
There was no message. So they know what they have to do. They know I don't have to talk to them after every game. If they're worth their salt, they know what we expect. The expectations the last two nights, we expect better than that. They know that. I don't have to go tell them that. I don't want it to be redundant. They understand what we as a staff expect of them. And, the leadership in that clubhouse will handle it. They know what's expected as well. Guys aren't happy, and they shouldn't be. So, but obviously it's a long season. We're going to be faced with adverse situations, and this is one of those. So, obviously it's a little earlier than we thought and than we wanted, but, we'll find out who wants to bounce back and be part of this thing.
Easy.
Obviously, Tulloch was phenomenal tonight. He stretched him out 6 2/3. He was great. Obviously, that gets all overshadowed a little bit by this, but how did you feel about his performance tonight, and how much confidence does that give you in him moving forward?
Tully's been great. I debated on taking him out there, but I kind of wanted to gauge where he was at and how he felt. He said he felt great and wanted to keep going. We were kind of getting up there near that pitch count mark that we was in the red area. But he said he felt great, and I trusted him to get another hitter or two out, and he did outstanding. So threw the ball very well. Jared Glenn came in, threw the ball very well. Brock was throwing the ball extremely well too. He got a couple C&I ground balls that got through the infield. The big at bat was the hit batter. Obviously let's say the triple was the big at bat, but for me that's the free bag is the one that hurts. So it came back to bite us again.
Did you think about sticking with Glenn for the ninth?
Given what he's been through rehab-wise, no. Certainly in a normal situation with him, at full strength, yeah. But he's coming off of an injury. I preach and I'll stand by it. My players' health are paramount. So I'm not going to go risk him on a cold night where he hasn't been extended like that yet. I'm not going to sacrifice a kid's health for that. So bottom line, he did his job. Somebody else has to step up and do theirs.
And would you like to go to Vanderkoy if he was fully healthy later on in the season? Is that going to be his role?
No, Boyd's role is yet to be determined. I would like it to be more than that. I think it can be more than that, but again, look at the elements tonight, 35 degrees, 38 degrees or whatever. A kid coming off Tommy John, man, I put these kids' health at the paramount for me, and to me to run them out there tonight, out of the bullpen, it's a tough call. I don't feel real comfortable doing that with him on a night like tonight, with it being as cold as it is and tough to kind of get loose. So I would rather go with guys that are experienced coming out of the bullpen and should have better game plan of what's going on. But tomorrow with it hopefully being a little bit warmer during the day, that would be an option. Possibly to bring Boyd out of the pen.
Early on in your tenure here, how important is it to stay positive during losses like this, knowing that you have much happier times in mind as you build this program?
I think it's tough because you want to set an expectation that games like this we're not going to settle for mediocrity. So I'm not going to go browbeat everybody and scream and yell after every loss, but on the same token, our expectations are to win games like this, not lose. And we have to figure out guys that want to step up and get it done when it counts, and come up with a big hit and come up with a big pitch, that type of stuff. But on the same token, you try to take the positives out of it and build on those as well at the same time. But it's a fine line. You don't want to get too positive or too negative, but understand the expectations are to win games like that.
I remember you saying last night that if this team walks batters, more often than not, they're going to lose. Would you say that hit batter to load the bases kind of exceeded the importance of the walks that may have accumulated throughout the course of that inning and throughout the game?
Well, I mean, you look at, like I said, I can live with the hits. I can live with the C&I base hits. I mean, it's going to happen. Perry's a ground ball pitcher. I mean, that's going to happen on occasion. The hit batter ultimately ended up being a tying run, and then we walked in the other guy. So you tell me what killed us. I'm not making this up. The things that ultimately hurt us are the free passes. So, but like I said, Brock was throwing the ball very well. We just got a couple of ground balls that got through, and the hit batter is the one that we got to do a better job on that hitter.
Coach, despite the inconsistencies in the bullpen, you've gotten 3 good starts this week. I mean, how does it feel to have, especially from Luckham and then Meyer, getting those kinds of starts from them? How does it feel to now have 2 other guys outside of Tulloch? Because Tulloch was also solid in his first outing. He just kind of built on that in the second one.
Obviously that's encouraging, to have a couple of guys come out and have good starts and get us to where we need to be in a game. We just got to close it out. But, more importantly than, the bullpen, I'm not going to make an issue out of it that we're scuffling there. For me, and more importantly, is this is a team thing. And if you look at the whole team picture, we got to extend our lead when we have opportunities, to not put our bullpen in such crucial situations where every pitch matters. We got to extend leads when we have opportunities, and we have had plenty of opportunities to do that, and we just haven't. So, top to bottom, it's not all in the bullpen. Believe it. Those guys are working hard and trying to figure things out and improving. I'm confident that they'll get it right as we continue to move forward. But in order to give them a little bit of a breathing room, sometimes we gotta extend the lead when we have the opportunities, and we're not doing that.
Sort of following up on that point, obviously it doesn't help that BYU's got a pretty staunch back end and just a good overall staff, but situational hitting was another kind of struggle tonight. Just what do you feel like at this point needs to sort of happen for them to sort of break out in that regard and become a consistent force and be able to expound upon leads and not have to get in situations like this?
It's you just got to get it done. We can talk about form and approach and mindset and all that type of stuff, but at some point in time, they're capable of hitting very well. Like a lot of these guys, top to bottom in our lineup, are good hitters. Just a matter of getting it done in the big situation. There's no recipe for it. I'm not going to sit and overcoach them and try to get in their minds and try and pick them apart on what they're doing, because they are working good at bats. They are getting into that situation. Nothing changes. It's just someone's got to come up with a big hit and step up. So not try and do too much. Stay up the middle, get the big hit when we need it, and put a nail in a coffin one time would be nice. We got the bases loaded situation. We're up 3, and shoot, come up with a big knock. A big extra base hit to put this game out of reach would be helpful one time. But they're working. We're working at it. We got room to improve. So we'll keep grinding at it.
Move Sean down in the lineup, and he was one of those guys that did come through late with that double. Is you starting to see things turn around for him?
Mac just needs to trust his abilities. He's arguably our most talented guy on our team. He's got tremendous tools. He sometimes, as long as he stays aggressive to his pitches, he's going to be just fine. So, trying to shuffle things up a little bit just to figure out the right recipe, the right lineup. So we'll keep trying to figure the right one out.
Thanks, Coach.